И всем привет, с вами Генерал, и сегодня мы продолжаем играть в Come. Мы остановились на том, что нам нужно было приехать в Ротаю и поговорить с паном Рацигом. Я уже сюда приехал, и за кадром продал всякое говно из своего инвентаря, и еще... Что-то еще я сделал. А что ж я сделал? А я забыл. Пан Рациг, вот он идет, давайте с ним уже сейчас же и поговорим.
There's the man. Good work, Henry.
Thank you, sir.
I tell you to take a well-earned rest, but unfortunately I need one more thing from you.
Whatever you command.
Jezek refuses to talk to us. The stubborn bastard's asking to see you.
Me?
Indeed. Normally I'd send for Captain Burner to beat it out of him, but then I told myself that if he's so keen to speak to you...
I'll try to get something out of him. Where is he?
He's locked up in the tower. Bernard will give you the key.
Very well, sir.
Этот квест когда-нибудь можно будет выполнить потом. А я тем временем вспомнил, что я забыл вам сказать. Я прочитал книгу за кадром, которую мы купили. И пару раз прокачал навык пьянства. Там ничего интересного не было. И прокачивать, собственно, тоже ничего интересного. Теперь едем к Бернарду. Он, наверное, уже на ресталище. Поэтому прям сразу же туда. И допросим этого ежика. Чего он отказывается сотрудничать? Мы же с ним договорились. Правда, мы его, скорее всего, обманули. И вообще ничего не скажем пану Рацигу о том, что его надо бы помиловать. Но... Может быть и скажем. Все-таки мы это сделать можем. Откуда я это знаю? Третий раз записываю. И не от того, что меня кто-то прибил, а от того, что я забыл включить запись. Да, вот такой вот я идиот.
I need the key to Yezek's cell.
So Radzig let him have his way in the end. He should have let me beat some answers out of him.
Don't take it that way. He probably wants to talk to me because he reckons he can hoodwink me. But that's where he's wrong.
Just try not to mess it up. Here's that key.
Thanks.
Так, мы получили ключик. Поехали. Вы знаете, в том, что я третий раз записываю, есть и плюс. Я смогу показать вам максимальное действие в этой серии, а не пустую беготню. Я искал камеру, я искал потом по наводке этого ежика всех людей. А теперь я буду просто знать, где они. Вот и все. Это намного проще будет, удобнее, понятнее, как сказать. Так. Портного закрыто, да. Но ты у портного работаешь, поэтому давай с тобой поторгуем. Я кое-что хочу ей все-таки продать. А, черт, не хочет на своем торговать. Ладно, жаль. В общем, я не продал апостольник, который нашел для Терезы, но почему-то Терезе его подарить нельзя. Не знаю почему. Вот нету просто, скажем так, диалогового окна, чтобы ей что-то подарить. Ну ладно, останется у меня или еще куда-нибудь дену. Пан Ежик.
Well, finally, I've had quite a wait.
Why do you want to talk to me, of all people?
Radzig will keep me alive only as long as it takes to get everything I know out of me. You, on the other hand, gave me certain assurances. So I want to be sure that the secrets my life depends on end up in good hands.
I didn't promise you anything, but I'll see what I can do.
Very well, ask me anything you want. I won't be obstructive.
What I want to know most of all is who's behind them. Who were you making those forgeries for?
Do you think I couldn't have handled it all myself?
I'm not trying to insult you. It's just not a job one man could do alone.
All right, the way it began was I was short of coin, as usual. So I let those crimps in Sasau recruit me.
Recruit you into what?
I didn't inquire too much. In this business, you don't ask too many questions. But when they found out I wasn't just anybody, they put me in charge of the counterfeiting. A foreigner by the name of Eric gave me instructions. But for sure, he isn't the chief. And there's someone highly placed at the monastery who's mixed up in it too. but I don't know who.
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago, and they said they were heading for Sasau, that armed men were being recruited, and they'll hire anyone.
And then what?
Rapota and I had been living off stale crusts for a month, so I wasn't going to turn down the chance of work, honest or otherwise. We rode to Sasau and met with the recruiters. It didn't take long to realize I was a nobleman fallen on hard times, not some common peasant.
Can you get to the point?
Well, they introduced me to this Eric, and he told me what was needed. They set up the workshop, got the men, the supplies, everything.
Crimps? You're telling me this Eric is recruiting armed men in Sasau?
Well, it seems so. I was giving the recruiters some of the coins to do it. The fake ones, of course.
Where can I find the recruiting gang?
That's tricky. It was my friends who led me to them. We met with them in the woods next to Sasau. It's about who you know, as always.
You said you gave them money. Where was that?
They'd ride to the mine gallery to see me. I don't suppose you'd find them there now.
If you say so.
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago, and they said they were heading for Sasau, that armed men were being...
А, мы это увидели. Эрик.
This Eric? You reckon he's not the one in charge?
He puts on airs, but he's just a naive young pup. And he's always going on about his lord, though he never mentioned him by name.
Where can I find this Eric? You must have had some meeting place.
He used to come to the workshop unannounced, and after what's happened, I doubt he'll be showing his face there again.
Мы хоть и узнали уже, но я все-таки поспрашиваю, вдруг это откроет нам новые диалоговые окна.
This highly placed person at the monastery, what can you tell me about him?
I've no idea who he is, only that he's no small fry. After all, he handles the exchange of the forgeries in Passau.
I see. Is there anything else at all you can tell me about him?
No, he was supposed to supply me with materials too, but he backed out. Eric said he probably got cold feet.
That'll do me for the moment.
Will you put in a word for me with Sir Radzig? I'll swear allegiance to him if he'll have me. I'm sick of being a renegade.
I can try, but I can't promise you anything.
Попробовать можем. У нас, когда мы с Радциком общались, плюс одна репутация. Мужик, тебе нормально? Хорошо прыгается? Еще мужик? Пусти меня, мужик. Так, теперь надо факел убрать. Повесить щит. Что-то прям лагает. Прям жестко лагает. С 50 FPS на 20 просадки аж. Не нравится мне что-то такое. Ой, как не нравится. Хотя для меня в игре это почти незаметно, на видео это страшно заметно. Хотя можно вообще видео в 30 FPS писать и не париться. Но я не хочу так делать. Но, видимо, придется. Пан Рацик. Пан Рацик, стойте.
So what have you learned?
All sorts of things.
There's some foreigner called Eric behind the counterfeiting ring, and someone highly placed at the monastery.
The monastery? Really?
That's what Jezek claimed.
So it's worse than I thought. If this is true, we'll have to proceed with the utmost caution.
Why? Can't we just go to the monastery to investigate?
No. If the church is truly involved, I have no authority.
I understand.
Он 2 раза
No messing
репутация
around with the
повысилась.
church.
Quite. Especially when we're not sure which side it's on.
В общем, сейчас мы 2 раза репутацию с Рациком понизим.
What should we do about it? We can't just leave it like that.
I'll have to think about it. It won't be an easy nut to crack. I'll have to consult with Hanush. And what of this Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, but he's recruiting armed men in Sasau and forming an army.
Damn. So it looks like Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
It most certainly wasn't, sir. And what's more, Sir Jezek is convinced this Eric is only a go-between, and there's someone bigger behind him.
You should return to Sasau and take a closer look at those recruiters. If they're going to attack, we must find out sooner than last time.
It might not be as straightforward as that. So Jezek didn't know them and has no idea how to find them.
You'll have to manage somehow, my lad. Don't tell me there's an armed force amassing here and nobody knows anything. Go to Sasau and try to find them.
I'm not sure where to start, sir.
Then ask around the alehouses and inns, or at the Rathaus. Someone must have heard something. These things can't be entirely kept in the dark. Whatever you do, be careful, Henry. And best not mention my name. It would attract unwelcome attention. What we want is for the crimps to take you for just another village lad they can lure into their gang.
All right, sir. I'll try to blend in as best I can.
I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I know of no one else who could help as much as you can now.
Ну и сейчас мы с ним понизим еще раз репутацию. 2 раза повысили, 2 раза понизили. А в итоге остались в нулевой, скажем так, степени. Ни в плюс, ни в минус не ушли.
Sir, there's one more thing. Sir Jezek went with me without resistance, because I promised him he could come to an agreement with you.
My boy, my boy. You make promises in my name? That could turn out very badly for both of us. But, if it can prevent bloodshed, why the hell not? We may well come to some arrangement after all, but I can't say yet what will become of him. You'd better run along.
Да, хорошо.
As you command, sir.
Ну, в общем, да, мы ни в плюс, ни в минус не вышли по репутации с паном. Ну ничего страшного, как бы. А теперь двигаем. Нам пора в Сазаву. Дорогу я вам показывать не буду. И сейчас поставлю все на паузу. Итак, вот мы приехали в Сазаву. Прямо к корчме, у которой будем спрашивать о наших вербовщиках. Сразу говорю, мы пропустим цепь диалога, которая бесполезна и нам ни к чему не приведет. И сразу начнем с дела, скажем так.
I hope I can be of help to you, knight.
Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
And what's your idea of suspicious?
You don't know where I might find some more dishonourable folk,
And why would you want them? You'll set tongues wagging about you.
but they'd be the ones to know what reputable townsfolk don't.
I grant you that. Well, we don't have an executioner, just a knacker. But he's an odd fellow. Like any knacker, I suppose. And there's some strange tales about Miller's Simon, too. But I'd say it's just jealousy.
What can you tell me about the knacker?
Decent folk don't talk about him. He deals in carcasses.
I was hoping you'd tell me a bit more than that.
Why should I care about him? He lives in a house by the church, and that's all I know. And all I'll say.
Thank you for the help.
Not at all. Why off so soon? Sit down for a tankard or a bite to eat.
God be with you.
Итак, если бы мы начали у него прямо расспрашивать, он просто рассказал, что они здесь часто встречаются, пьют, едят, но теперь куда-то пропали. Мельник Симон нам ничего не расскажет полезного, а живодер расскажет. Поэтому сразу к нему. Возможно, в этой серии мы успеем больше, чем тогда, когда я в прошлый раз пытался что-то сделать. Вот он, живодер. Он аж корзинку ранил при моем виде. Какой я страшный.
Are you the local knacker?
I'm the local grave digger. But if there aren't any burials to take care of, I'll turn me hand to knackery.
Well, then you might know a lot of things that others don't.
I'm a decent man. Not always honest, but decent.
Anything fishy going on in these parts?
There certainly is. Candles are being stolen from the church. As brazen as that. What sort of people do that?
Ah, but have you heard of anyone around here hiring adventurers and bandits?
How would I know that? Most people avoid talking to me. I don't even go to the tavern much these days.
And what's been happening in Sasau lately?
Nothing interesting. Except maybe that bitch being slaughtered.
What? Who was she, a villager? I wouldn't call that nothing interesting.
No! I mean a dog bitch. It was a while back when they called me to clear it up.
What happened?
The dog looked like she'd been hacked to bits. They were scared it was some demon. But as far as I could see, someone took a sword or an axe to her.
Why on earth would anyone do that?
What do I know? Maybe he was snooping around where he shouldn't, and the bitch went for him. I hear there was some dog-bitten fella being cared for at the monastery. Only they kept him there on account of a broken leg. Maybe that's the same one.
Thank you. I'll be going now.
Very well. Feel free to stop by any time. People shy away from me, except when there's a death or the cesspit's full. Good luck to you.
Что ж, в монастыре очень много работы, скажу я вам. Нам придется заботиться о больных. Чтобы этого товарища расспросить. Почему? Потому что он тоже заболел и лежит в полу таком обморочном состоянии. Мне, естественно, нужно будет позаботиться обо всех людях, чтобы со мной начали говорить, рассказывать мне и все и так далее. В прошлый раз у нас на это все действие ушла вся серия. Ну как, мы в монастыре даже не были. Как были, но просто взяли квесты на то, чтобы людям начать помогать. А так, я бегал, искал Симона, искал потом живодера обратно. В итоге почти ни черта не узнал. Вот здесь вот можно найти что-нибудь интересное. Все, стоим. Это Филипп.
He's not reacting. But all I can see that's wrong with him is his leg. I have to ask Johanka.
Мы тут сейчас всех будем.
He just needs to sleep.
Всем сейчас поможем. Этому... Ладно, мы еще не взяли задание. Хорошо.
Greetings, Henry.
What's happening here? Oh my god. Philip and... They're all...
Yes. Where do you think the wounded ended up?
Actually, I had no idea.
Well, now you know. Me and Nicodemus have been trying to keep things under control since Skalitz was raised. Just the two of us.
So can I help at all?
Certainly. I can always use an extra pair of hands here. And it's been like that since the beginning.
I was in a bad way myself back then. They took me to Ratai unconscious and I needed a healer. How's everyone holding up? What can I do?
Holding up? People here are dying, usually needlessly, and I can't do anything about it. We don't have enough food or space or anyone who's willing to help us.
Doesn't anyone help you with nursing these people? You've got scholars all around you.
Scholars, maybe, but they leave the healing up to God. Nicodemus is trying, but everything he knows is from his books.
Can I have a look at them myself? I know a little about healing.
Do you now? And what would you do if you burnt yourself at the forge?
First, you have to cool it down with water. Marigold ointment helps, and it's better if you don't bind it and let it breathe.
You do know what you're talking about. Looks like blacksmiths know about more than just pulling teeth.
Pulling teeth? Nothing to it. As long as you don't squeeze the pincers too hard and crush them.
Well, go and see if anyone needs anything. Just don't go pulling anyone's teeth.
Да не волнуйся.
Doesn't the monastery care for them?
They give us some food for them and a place to sleep, but I wouldn't say they help exactly. More like they just tolerate us.
Do you have enough food?
Enough to survive, maybe, but convalescents need feeding up.
Maybe if I brought some meat, some game, that would strengthen them up.
That would be a great help.
Ну, в леса поедем, наловим кроликов.
Anything else you need?
Look around.
Well, it is a little crowded.
Crowded? I've had to leave some of the sick lying in the open air, even at night. And have you seen what they're lying on?
I'll try to negotiate better conditions with the monastery.
I tried that, out loud. They just nod their heads, but don't move a muscle.
Very well. Alright, that's all I need to know.
Look, Henry, I know I can speak harshly, but I'm at the end of my tether. Last week Bohuslav died. Maybe you knew him. And nobody even blinked an eye. We desperately need help.
I'll do whatever's in my power. What's wrong with that man by the altar? He doesn't look wounded, but he's really pale and doesn't react at all.
He had a broken leg. A bad one. The bone had come right through the skin. We tried to straighten it, but I don't know if we did it right. I'm not holding out much hope for him. I've seen folk in that state before and it didn't end well.
My God, there has to be something we can do.
And what do you suggest? The monks won't help, and I don't know anyone else who can.
Well, I can try. I'll straighten his leg.
You?
I'll give it a go. It's not like I can make it any worse.
So you don't know anything? Don't even think about touching that poor man.
What about the executioner from Ratai? He usually breaks bones, but he might know something about mending them too.
The executioner? Even if you could persuade him to come, they'll never let him in here.
Well, maybe it would be enough if he advised me and then I tried...
Look, do whatever you want. I have to go and take care of the others.
Ну и иди. Про фрицкое матушку будем спрашивать потом когда-нибудь. Сейчас мы сделаем то, что проще всего сделать. Привет, брат Элиаш. Этому нужно всего лишь повязки. Поэтому мы к нему первым.
You look all right?
Mostly, but my leg still hurts.
Did the humans wound you?
That's what I tell the ladies. Truth is, I did myself a mischief while I was running away.
Please. And do they rebandage it for you?
Occasionally. They told me they don't have enough bandages.
Well, that's no use. Those bandages need changing. I've got bandages, so I can take care of it.
Wonderful. Could you tell Brother Nicodemus?
I can do it myself.
I thought you were a blacksmith.
A long time ago. But unfortunately, I've had to learn a thing or two about the art of medicine since then.
Well, fine then. Take care now.
Успех. Хорошо. Одного уже сделали.
I'm not needed here.
Это Матей.
He'll be able to get out of this on his own.
Томаш.
Philip, from Skalitz. I don't see any wounds, but he's shaking terribly. These wounds have been well taken care of.
Christ above! I can't get a wink of sleep.
What are you making such a fuss about?
A fuss? Because of my leg, I have to stay here for at least another week. Hurts like fuck. And with everyone else moaning and groaning all night, I can't get any sleep.
Maybe I can make you something to help you sleep.
Oh, then for God's sake, do it quickly. Good luck to you.
Угу. И тут еще один есть. Вот он. Петр.
Yeah. Shit. What's going on?
You're not from Skalitz?
No, but please help me. I can't stay here.
Is there anything I can do to help? It looks like they took care of your wounds.
When I was little, my father got trampled on by a horse, and an old hag from the village gave him some kind of purple herbs for it. And he got better very quickly.
And do you remember what the herbs were?
I don't. But there's supposed to be the whole cursed knowledge of the world in this place. Something has to be written about it. A herbarium. Anything.
I'll try to find something.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care now.
С этим я... Там ничего интересного не говорит. Но, в принципе, на этом мы закончили предыдущую серию. Теперь мне нужно с братом Никодимом поговорить. И вполне возможно с Йоханкой. Мне ж нужно узнать... А где Йоханка-то? Ладно, черт его знает, где Йоханка. Давай с братом Никодимом поговорим.
You're the one who's in charge of the wounded.
Yes, I'm the infirmarius here. Time was I only had a few elderly monks who couldn't walk to take care of, Now I have this mess to deal with.
Monks so old they can't hold themselves up with their own legs.
Oh, if that were the only bodily function they could control. But I shouldn't talk like that. It's a blessing to live to such an age.
How are the wounded from Skalitz?
Some of them are well taken care of. But others are dying here needlessly. It's a good thing we have Johanka here. I'd never be able to manage on my own.
How can I help you?
Sleep again.
Have you talked to Johanka?
I did.
Well, if you know something about it, then go and take a look. However, you don't look like you've studied the Hippocratic arts.
That's true. I'm the son of a blacksmith. But I have been around the wounded before. What do I do if I'm not sure of the treatment?
Come and speak to me. We'll see what we can do.
Хорошо.
What do you think about the custodian?
Baron von Berg? Well, he does his job well. He keeps us safe here. And the last time I saw him was when I was rubbing ointment on his rash.
I heard he's been here a lot lately.
That's true. He comes to visit Johanka. But he's never here long, and he always leaves unsatisfied.
Thank you. Why are they so badly provided for? People are crammed in next to each other, and some have to sleep outside. That can't be good for them. It gets freezing here at night.
I can't afford anything more for them.
How is that possible? You're the infirmarius. You decide how all the money gets spent.
But I have no say in how much money I'm given. And because the abbot's away, it's still the same amount I had when I was taking care of a few old men.
I can't believe your conscience lets you leave the Skalitz locals in such a state.
I know. I'm ashamed. But my brothers believe it's all in God's hands now.
Quiet!
Can't you do anything? Won't the others help?
Unfortunately not. The brothers in the cloister aren't much interested in the external world. And the custodian has enough on his plate with the chaos in the region. Besides, his main concern is the smooth running of the monastery.
Even so, conditions here seem to me quite unchristian.
You're not the only one.
What happened to Philip?
Philip?
He's unconscious. He's shivering and he has a fever.
Ah, I didn't know that. When he first came here, he was fine. No wounds on him. He was escorting the others. Then he got worse and worse until he lost consciousness entirely. Ask Johanka. Maybe she'll know more.
How about some potion to induce heavy sleep?
Certainly. The old reliable.
Reliable?
Some of the brothers like a good sleep. And sometimes that's the only way to get one. I'll show you how.
Thanks. I'd like to learn something from you.
And what can you do?
A bit of everything.
Can you now? But to be more precise, do you understand herbs and medicinal plants?
Ну, можно и солгать, но все-таки не очень.
To be honest, not really.
So what am I supposed to do with you? Well, never mind. At least you'll learn something new. Go to the herb garden, take a good look at what's growing there, and then pull up the weeds in the herbaceous beds. Is that clear?
Clear. I can get cracking.
Not so fast. Have I even told you what I consider a weed? It's dandelions, stinging nettles, and thistles. Those plants have their use, but they've no business growing among the euphrasia and the mentha, or anywhere else in that garden for that matter.
I see.
Once you've cleared the garden of weeds, come back. And woe betide you if you pull up anything but weeds.
Don't worry, you've never had as good a gardener. Do you know anything about herbs?
I'm not an expert, but I know a little something. Is it urgent?
Well, one of the workers who was injured during construction would like to get back to work. He mentioned some purple flowers that would...
Herbs.
Oh, purple herbs that should help.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but you can have a look in the herbarium here. There won't be too many purple herbs for bruises and sprains.
Хорошо. Итак, мы взяли цепь квестов. Это, в принципе, мы ничего не сможем сделать сейчас. А вот это... Помочь лечить беженцев, мясо добыть для них. Узнай, как улучшить условия для больных. Спроси палача, человек сломанной ногой. Узнай, что случилось с Филиппом. Найди средство, которое поможет человеку от бессонницы. И достать целительных трав для Петра. Итак. Он мне гербарий где-то хотел предложить. Полагаю, гербарий это вот это. Средство против блох и бородавок. Нет. Блохи, бородавки. А что, не... тут только это, что ли? Может быть, вот это гербарий? Известно, что делать помещать 4 гумора. Чума. Нет, здесь мне нужного. Здесь как бы тоже. Но мне ж он дал гербарий, как бы. Дал читать гербарий. Где он? Ладно, пофиг. Где Юханка? Вот она.
Henry.
One of the sick men, Semek, is complaining about pain and the fact he can't work. He says he...
Semek? Is he one of our people?
No, he's a construction worker. He's bruised and confined to...
Henry, for God's sake, our neighbours are dying here. You're friends. There isn't time to waste on some construction worker's bruises. Oh, honestly, what were you thinking?
Listen, all I need to find out is the name of a herb.
Then go and look it up in a book. You've got your own herbarium, haven't you?
What happened to Philip?
Poor man. There was nothing wrong with him, and now he's getting worse every day.
But do you know why?
Maybe. He didn't run away from Skalitz, you see. He hid for days among the corpses. If he got poisoned.
But what can we do?
Us? Nothing. Only Father Simon might have been able to save him. He knew a lot about poisons.
And where is he?
You know he left Skalitz years ago.
And does anyone know where he ended up?
If you believe the stories about a wild man in the woods, then Rovnar is the place to go. God bless.
Ладно. Я почитал гербарий и целебные книги, но мне бы их получить для начала. Повязка. Еще повязки. Где мне взять книгу твою?
Huh?
Только на тебя показывают, как бы, брат Никодим. Ладно, пофиг. Давайте сейчас пойдем ему этот за рогу драки уберем и травка. Поможем как бы с этим Никодиму. Может он нам даст чего-нибудь. Ибо я не понимаю, где гербарий этот искать. Итак, вот мы и закончили с братом Никодимом. Ну, вернее, для брата Никодима вырывать сорняки. Брат Никодим.
It's done.
Did you weed the beds and leave what should be growing there alone?
Not a leaf wasted.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm going to check with my own eyes.
Good luck to you.
Удостоверься. Я сделал все правильно. Я ж уже выдернул. Ну ты будешь удостовериваться?
I just can't.
Все, он пошел удостовериваться. Брат Элиаш, ты кто такой?
Good luck to you.
Ух ты, какое у нас было эпичное оружие. Она пойдет на превьюшку. А мне надо подумать еще кое о чем. Итак. Помоги лечить беженцев, добудь достаточно мяса. Узнай, как улучшить условия для больных. Спроси палача. Найди средства, которые помогут человеку. Доставим целительных трав для Петра. Найти отца Симона. А где-то все по карте находится. Так. Симона в ровне искать. Палача здесь. А эти где-то тут. Это же у брата Никодима. Он не хочет говорить. Ну пусть он идет, я пока посмотрю здесь. Может быть, все же есть гербарий. Хоть где-нибудь. Хоть какой-нибудь. Ну-ка, давай займемся алхимией. Читать. Так, спасительный шнапс. Мрахоедское зелье. О, колыбельное зелье. Так, нам нужен маг, вороний глаз и чертополох. Но чертополох у нас теперь много. Не знаю, есть ли у нас маг и вороний глаз. Отойди отсюда. Сейчас. Нужно на лошадь идти. Маг есть. Что по вороньему глазу? Походу нету его. Ну-ка, если у себя посмотреть. Так, крапива, мята. Чертополох, 20 чертополоха аж. Ё-моё. 39 крапивы. 30 одуванчиков. Что мне с этим делать? Нет, походу нет вороньего глаза. А тут я и маг не могу найти. Почему-то. Почему его здесь нету? А нет, есть. Маг есть. У нас только маг и есть. Так, еще раз. Что нам нужно? Крапиву, кстати, по-моему, мы... Ой. Так, ну вот колыбельное зелье только. Да. А, фрицкий матуш мне денег уже могут отдать. Ну, мы сходим. Но потом. Сейчас нам нужно к брату Никодиму.
Were you satisfied with my weeding?
It wasn't the best work I've ever seen, but you pulled up more weeds than herbs, so you deserve a reward.
Отлично. Мы получили 75 грошиков. Кстати, мы же еще и прокачали навык травничества. Вот он, пару раз. Итак, лошадиная мята. Что такое? Если в переметной сумме вашей лошади достаточно благоухающих трав, она будет меньше пугаться. Сила цветов. Если в вашей сумме достаточно ароматных трав, вы получите плюс 2 к обаянию. Неплохо. Неплохо. Я даже вот это возьму. У меня полно всяких трав. Будет следующее задание? Полагаю, нет. Вот сюда. И у брата Никодима все-таки нужно узнать, как помочь раненым.
So you don't normally treat the wounded then?
Well, there were accidents, of course. A broken leg, someone who'd been kicked by a cow or bitten by a goat. But this...
Я надеюсь, нам скажут теперь все.
If only it had been a battle. This was cold-blooded slaughter.
You were there? God be merciful to you and the dead and the wounded.
Thank you.
Ясно.
Do you need any more help?
Knowledge of herbal remedies always comes in handy. Listen up. We have some new brothers who are meant to help me with the wounded, but not all of them know their medicinal herbs as well as I'd hope. They'll have to be taught.
I'm not much of a teacher.
I should imagine not. But you won't be doing any teaching, just helping me put together our new herbarium. I shall need all of the herbs mentioned in the old one.
That sounds easy. I'll be right back.
Don't be so sure. Some of the herbs are shy little things, prone to hiding from sight. When you've collected one of each, come back for your reward. One more thing. Bring me some old book or other. We'll scrape off the old ink to make a palimpsest, and use the blank pages for the herbarium.
An old book. Very well.
Может быть, теперь мне как бы дадут почитать гербарий. Так, узнай, как лучше условия для больных, спроси палача, надеться Симон, где? Как это вообще поставить нормально? Странно. Странно. Почему нету? Почему нет задания? А вот теперь пошло задание. Да? Вот, новый гербарий. Вот это уберем. Крапива, одуванчик, окопник, шалфей, вороний глаз, ромашка, зверобой, календула. Сейчас. Сейчас все будет. Итак, белладонна, валерьяна. И одной хватит. Зверобой. Хватит одного. Календула. Одной будет достаточно. Крапивы у меня полно. Очанка. Полынь. Неплохо. Вот не зря же собирал. И шалфей. Так. Что нам осталось в таком случае? Нужен окопник, вороний глаз, ромашка. И все. Но я этого всего вообще нигде не видел. Ну, кроме как окопника. Здесь нет? Нет, нету. А где вторую книгу искать-то? Мне здесь не покажут? Отдай все брату Никодиму. Нет, не покажут. Найди старую книгу. Выполнено. Откуда у нас старая книга? Подожди, мне что, брат Никодим дал книгу? Ну-ка. Я что-то не понял. Нет, не давал мне брат Никодим книгу. Где ее нашел-то? В таком случае. Как, вернее, я ее нашел? У меня нет гербария. Где книгу искать? Нет, это не то. Совсем не понимаю. Мне с вас вороний глаз найти, ромашку и что-то еще. А и все. Вороний глаз и ромашку. И как где-то нашел старую книгу. А, простая книга. Ясно. Просто книга. Но мне все-таки нужен гербарий. Так, это стены. Нет. В стенах мне точно ничего не надо. Так, хорошо. Мне сюда нельзя. Благо здесь живут монахи просто. Тут закрыто. Тут открыто. Может быть, тут я могу посмотреть? Война женщин. О адамантах. Секте адамантитов. Ясно. Средства двух. Чешская компания. Ломбардии. Это то же самое. Что? Сейчас. Книги не знаешь, где найти? Мне, блин, книги нужны. Причем интересно, здесь я могу читать какие-то книги, а у брата Никодима не могу. Нет, не могу здесь быть. Ладно. Ну сейчас тогда. Вернусь к брату Никодиму. И поспрашиваю его. Или не поспрашиваю, может быть, все-таки можно почитать. Закрой для начала. Может быть, нам это мешает. Ну тут точно ничего нету. Где у монастыря вообще библиотека может быть? Вы как думаете, а? Привет, Лешек. Ты не расскажешь? Ладно, иди отсюда. Мне нужен какой-нибудь монах. Мне нужно в монастырь попасть, может быть. Нет, ну ладно. Мы с вами встретимся в следующей серии. Продолжим выполнять задание брата Никодима. Пойдем на охоту для раненых. И что-нибудь... Пойдем к палачу, к Симону, ко всем сходим. И все сделаем. А сейчас мы будем с вами заканчивать. Поэтому подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки, пишите комментарии. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Всем удачи и всем пока.